It started with a lamp, a stupid red Target-bought lamp in the corner of my living room. It was blurry, not the light, not my eyes, the lamp itself. I had the life, you know the one. The college sweetheart, the dream job, the house with the porch swing, the two kids, a girl then a boy. Her name was Kayla. Mine was, well, it doesn't matter now. We'd been in that house for a year. I was watching a game, a lazy Sunday. The lamp was there like it always was, and then it just wasn't right. It was out of focus. The rest of the room was sharp, the TV, the coffee table, my own hand on the armrest, but that lamp base was smeared, like a wet paintbrush had been dragged across it. I rubbed my eyes, I stood up and walked over to it. I touched the ceramic, still blurry. My mind went to the dumbest places. A stroke, a tumor, I strained from the screen. I laughed at myself. Typical guy, right? Deny it until you drop. So I went back to the couch. I tried to watch the game, but my eyes kept flicking back to it. And then sometime in the fourth quarter, I saw it move. Not fall, turn. The entire lamp, the shade and all, had rotated itself upside down. It was hanging from the table, defying gravity, and it was still that impossible, unwavering blur. That's when the first real chill went through me. This wasn't a medical thing. This was wrong. A deep, fundamental wrongness in the fabric of the room. I should have called for Kayla. She and the kids were out at the park. I should have called a doctor, but I couldn't. I just stared. I stared until I heard the front door open, until my daughter's laugh filled the hallway. The sound snapped me out of it. I looked over and the lamp was just a lamp. Normal, right side up, clear as day. Kayla came in smiling, asking who won. And I opened my mouth to tell her and the words just dissolved. I couldn't. A voice in my head, cold and firm, said, "Don't tell her, pretend it didn't happen." So I did. We had dinner. We put the kids to bed. We went to sleep. But I lay there wide awake, and that voice was replaced by a pull, a magnetic need to go downstairs and look at it again. So I did. I crept down in the dark, and there it was. In the shadows I could see its shape, upside down, blurry, a dark hole in reality. I sat on the couch, and I watched it. I watched it all night in complete silence until the sun came up. When Kayla found me there in the morning, I lied. I said I was sick. I'd never taken a sick day in my life. She knew something was off, but she left for work, taking the kids. The second the door closed, the world shrunk to the couch and that lamp. I didn't eat. I didn't move. I just stared. Hours bled together. When Kayla came home that evening, the house was dark except for that one red glow. I heard her come in. I heard her say my name. Her voice sounded distant, tinny, like a bad radio signal. I couldn't turn my head. My entire field of vision was filled with the blurry, inverted shape. She was yelling now, I think. I heard her on the phone, talking to a doctor, her voice rising in panic. Then her voice faded away entirely, swallowed by a growing silence. And the lamp, it began to change again. It started to grow. Not get closer, but actually expand, stretching its blurred edges outward, consuming the room from that corner. It grew until there was nothing else. No couch, no walls, no memory of a house or a family, just the vast, shapeless, red blur of it. And then the pain hit, a white-hot spike driven straight through my temples. A ringing so high and sharp it felt like needles in my ears. And underneath the ringing, a sound that hollowed me out, screaming. Dozens, hundreds of people screaming. Then blackness, total, silent blackness. I opened my eyes. I was on my back on hard ground. The sky was painfully bright. Faces, young faces, were peering down at me, a circle of strangers wearing college sweatshirts. I gasped, pushing myself up. "Kayla," I shouted. "My kids." "Where are my kids?" The crowd parted and a police officer barreled through, grabbed me by the arms and just started running, half dragging me to a squad car. He threw me in the back. As he sped off, sirens wailing, I kept babbling. "My wife, my children, I need to find them." He glanced in the mirror, his face all business. "Sir, you hit your head, you're concussed, I'm taking you to the hospital." At the hospital, they were calm, too calm. They asked me questions. What year did I think it was? Who was the president? And then gently they told me. There was no house, no porch swing, no daughter, no son. There was no Kayla. I was a senior in college. I'd been at a football game. A freak play on the field, a runaway tackle, and I'd been knocked down, my head hitting the concrete walkway. I was unconscious for 10 seconds, maybe 12, and in those few seconds my dying brain, scrambling for oxygen, for a thread to hold on to, had woven an entire life. A decade, a marriage, a family, a future. It built it all out of desperation and light, and then it presented it to me as fact. The life I mourned in that hospital bed never existed. The people I loved were ghosts made of synaptic fire. The grief was real, the loss was absolute. They sent me to therapy. They said it would help, sometimes it does, but not at night, not when I'm half asleep, and for a split second, I'm sure I hear the pitter-patter of little feet in the hall. Not when I catch a flash of red from a store window and my breath stops, waiting for the world to soften and blur at the edges again, offering me a way back to a home that was never mine, to a love that was only ever a dream. What would your mind show you if it had only seconds left?